Man, this show will literally break me and rebuild me within the same episode. And I don't know how to feel about that. Like, in every episode, something like just really sad and tragic where it's just like, damn, I feel broken on the inside. And then there's like something really wholesome, like towards the end or something where it's like, damn, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. And I don't know, I love it and hate it at the same time. I'm more like on the same board that you were on, where you're just like, I don't know if I want to read this because I don't know if I want to experience it twice. What's up, everyone? Welcome into AniMan Plus episode 36. I'm your host, Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having an incredible day, whatever day you're listening or perhaps watching this podcast over at our YouTube channel, Sparky3. Shout out to the people that's been subscribing recently. I appreciate you. You keep giving us some support here with AniMan Plus and Lighthearted Gamers. Joining with me, as always, here in studio, I have my guy Zach in here. Zach, how are you doing this wonderful Thursday?
I'm doing good. Can't complain yet, other than just all the fun stuff the internet's been releasing today.
That's true. Before we really started the show here, we've been talking about waifu body pillows. Zach may or may not have purchased one for Josh, who is here over the phone. Josh, how are you? Are you ready for that beautiful body pillow of God knows who?
I think I'm going to stay over the phone from now on.
You don't want to come over and cuddle with the body pillow on the futon for the viewers on our YouTube channel at Sparky3. Like the video, please. Subscribe.
I really don't want my name and a body pillow in the same sentence.
What if it's Gojo?
Reality.
Come on, what if it's Gojo? You don't want to cuddle with Gojo?
I don't want to cuddle with nothing.
What if it's Toto?
I don't want to cuddle with anything.
Don't be like this, Josh.
No.
Don't be like this. It's going to be great. It's great content. Got to do it for the content.
I mean, the real joke here is, I may have gotten a body pillow from him, but I'm the one who's going to get the emails and shit for it.
That's true. That's true. You set yourself up for a lot of failure on that end, man.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though, and let's get into this for a second. You may be getting the emails, but let's say hypothetically I come over and there's a body pillow sitting on the couch next to me. You're not the one that's now on camera with a body pillow for the whole world to see.
Hey man, it's for the content, okay? People have done dumber stuff for content. Let's be real.
People have done worse things for content.
That's true. So
I like how this whole thing even started because I was talking about how cringy things were, and then you picked one of the cringy things I was complaining about.
The internet is an awesome place. Internet never change. That's not true. We got to change in a lot of ways, but just keep making us laugh. That's the bottom line. All right, so for today's episode, we got some sales numbers to go over. We have some half-year manga sales rankings. We're going to break them. We got the top 10 for how they've done so far throughout this year, so shout out to that. It's going to be pretty cool. We do have the lineups for issue 27 Weekly Shonen Jump. A couple notable things here that we have going on, as well as some news of a couple new series coming out here in July. We don't know what yet. Just want to throw that out there. We also have some stuff involving issue 28 for Weekly Shonen Jump that's coming out the next week, and kind of speculate on that a little bit. And there's some other volume news or stuff that's in circulation. Then our normal anime manga reviews, the normal stuff. Shout out to Tower of God finally being back. We don't have that here on the lineup at this time. We may hear in the future. Tower of God's one of those series that Zach is reading, but he doesn't read it weekly. He builds it up in batches and reads it. So when that comes, we may get Tower of God on here and talk about what's going on. And most notably, because this is a question that we proposed, is it going to be ending quickly? You know what I mean? That was a question that we had. So looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that when the time comes. But first and foremost, if you want to go follow us on Twitter at AniMan Podcast, we would greatly appreciate that. You can stay up to date with all the latest and greatest that's going on. You can also go check out my other podcast, Lighthearted Gamers, and follow us on Twitter at LH Gamers Podcast. Which is a good place to get a lot of central news for everything going on right now in the gaming industry. E3 is just a week away at this point. Super exciting. Lots of cool stuff coming out. Really pumped up for everything going on at Lighthearted Gamers. We do have the Pokemon 25th and Zelda 35th special that is around the corner. Sooner or later, we'll see. I still have to schedule with Josh when we're going to do the Pokemon one, because we didn't get to record a couple weeks ago because I had something pop up. But we'll get that on the road, get that out there. Our next bonus cast is decided, by the way. We're going to do a Father's Day themed bonus cast that's going to come out on Father's Day. So I like to break up when the bonus cast and normal episodes come out. Father's Day being on a Sunday, that's when this episode come out. I'll just double down for the day. So that bonus cast will come out that Sunday, and we'll talk about the best anime dads and maybe throw in some shitty ones. But the problem with the shitty ones is, besides like maybe something that Zach digs up with his mining cap and everything, I feel like the shitty ones would probably be like the same ones that everyone knows. You know what I mean? Unless you can dig some up from your mining that you do.
I mean, there's some pretty shitty anime fathers out there that people probably don't know.
True. So we may do a little bit of mix of both, talk about some good ones, talk about some shitty ones. We'll see. And then lastly, if you want to support us further, don't have to, but if you want to, the Patreon is a great way to do so. Patreon.com/Sparky3. If you've got a few extra dollars under the couch cushions you want to throw away, we'd greatly appreciate it, but don't feel obligated to. Be a friend, tell a friend about the show that you're listening, and that's enough for us. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. All right, so first up, we do have the issue 27 for Weekly Shonen Jump. The lineup just came out. Really, the only notable things to kind of talk about here is the last three, because all three of these are currently rumored to be dead here in the near future. The bottom three slots is Hard Boiled Cop and a Dolphin, ITLC, and Nine Dragons Ball Parade is set to be the last three. The Dolphin one, that one I have heard that one is dead. That one is ending very, very soon. The other one that we do believe is going to be dead, obviously, is ITLC. Volume 1 did atrocious, only sold like north of like 2,200.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then we haven't gotten the actual confirmation on Nine Dragon, but it's pretty sus, as me and Zach's been talking about the pacing. It's really sped up recently. And then this ties into the next topic of issue 28. This past issue, Nine Dragon got a 23-page extension, and it's getting another 23-page extension. Kind of sus.
Yeah,
kind of sus.
That definitely sounds like they're trying to finish it. Yeah,
that's back-to-back 23-page extensions for Nine Dragon Ball Parade. That's pretty sus. So that one's those three are all probably going to be dead. So we're probably going to get a batch of 3 new series, potentially 4. Who knows? You know, I know we've made jokes, and I do think the jokes are viable. But who knows? High School Family could end up still getting axed if the next volume doesn't do well in sales, because the first volume did horrible, but Kubo likes it, so that may be enough to keep it saved. It did get a color page, so the fact that Kubo likes it may have saved it, but the sales makes it kind of tough to support keeping. So who knows? We may get another batch like we did a few months back, where we get 4 new series come out. We may only get 3. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Talking about issue 28. Hey, shout out to this. Sakamoto Days is getting the cover. Shout out to that. That's pretty cool. You know, obviously it has not gotten, it's a newer series. The only cover it's gotten is when it came out. So it's cool that it's getting some love. It's getting the color, the cover page. Then color pages for this one. Ayakashi Triangle and Elusive Samurai is getting another color page. They're really giving that push to Elusive Samurai. Keep in mind, Volume 1 has still yet to come out. We've even yet to even see a cover for this yet.
I want you to know, though, Volume 2 has already been announced, so maybe Volume 1 just got released and it eluded everybody.
Wait, Volume 2 of Elusive Samurai got announced?
Yeah.
Did we miss Volume 1 somehow? Because I never saw anything on it.
I think Volume 2 is like announced for like August or September.
Okay, so I don't think Volume 1 is out yet then. I have not seen any sales. You know, we track this every month. I think that my prediction was July. That was my prediction for Volume 1 of Elusive Samurai was July. That was what I thought. That's when I thought it was going to come out. Zach's verifying that for me while I'm still talking here. Candy Flurry is also getting a 23-page extension for issue 28. Shout out to that. And then just a friendly reminder for issue 28, Black Clover will be on a break. So just a little friendly heads up there. Involving a couple new series. We don't know anything about them yet, but there is 2 new series coming to Jump Plus in July. That's pretty exciting because so far Jump Plus is really... it's hit pretty well with all the series that it's had so far. Stuff like Kaiju number 8, for example, Spy Family, My Hero Vigilantes is good. This Kojin X has potential. And then, what was some others? I'm drawing a blank on some others, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what we got going on for Jump Plus. You know, Deranged Detective is a Jump Plus series I still need to catch up on. Apparently, it's been doing pretty well. So looking forward to seeing what 2 new series come out in July, and again, still going to be looking forward to seeing what new series we're going to be potentially getting out of Weekly Shonen Jump. Really, I'm always excited to see what we have coming out of there.
Speaking of July, from what I could find looking up, the only release date I could see for Elusive Samurai Volume 1 is July 2nd.
Okay.
But take that with a grain of salt, because the only source I saw with it is not a very reliable one, but it's the only release date I could find at this time.
Okay, see, that's what I've been thinking.
Was it Wikipedia? Because that's where I found it.
I mean, yes, and then their source that they credited, which I don't remember it, but they had to have a credit of some source.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what all volumes came out this month? Do we know that yet? Because I know, like, I thought One Piece had 99 come out this month, right? We had new JJK one. We'll follow back up on that because I'm not sure about all the volumes coming out this month. I think 9 Dragon Ball Parade is going to be this month, so we'll get to see potentially how horrible those sales are. I've been hearing that 9 Dragon may already be potentially dead, and based on pacing, I believe it. So I did mention Kaiju number 8. Shout out to the fact that it has 2.5 million copies in circulation. That's pretty hype. I'm looking forward to seeing what Kaiju number 8 is going to do when they bring it over here to us, because that's later this year, correct? As I remember, there was that big announcement from like Viz, whatever, where they put out all like the Sanji cookbook and shit like that. Kaiju number 8 was confirmed to be coming over here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that does for the sales for it. But then, you know, while that's all fine and dandy, like that's pretty hype. Yeah, 2.5, good job, right? Shout out to Tokyo Revengers. Every volume for Tokyo Revengers has gotten reprints again, mind you, since the anime has started. And it has 20 million copies in circulation. Shout out to that. Like, dude, if there was a series, there was an anime that really helped a series just grow and flourish and put it in the mainstream, it was Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, Tokyo Revengers has gotten a lot from this since the anime came out. I mean, good for the series, good for the author and their team. And I can only assume at this point, even after this first season, we're just going to get the entire series animated at this point.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think you're 100% right. This is going to be, the big hit for a while now. Which no surprise, it's a phenomenal series. Love reading it every single week right now, and hey, just shout out to that, man, because like the anime really shoved this thing into mainstream. So definite shout out to that. Now let's talk about these half-year manga sales rankings. These recently just came out, and I thought they were pretty interesting, and it's also pretty interesting at what's number 3. All right, so we'll start at number 10, which is kind of shocking, in my opinion. Coming in at number 10, One Piece. At 10, I'm kind of shocked by that personally. 2.57 million. Kingdom coming in at number 9 with 2.59 million. Haikyuu coming in at number 8 with 2.9 million. My Hero Academia with 3 million at 7. Promised Neverland with that trash of a season 2 anime. Ripped all those fans.
I mean, because all the fans who were waiting for the anime realized how awful it was and went, well, now I got to go read manga.
Yeah, got to go buy it. Yeah. No choice now. That one has coming at number 6 at 3.1 million. Chainsaw Man, which, that anime is set to come out later this year. And I believe part 2 is coming out later this year too, as well, right? The manga. I want to say it's later this year.
Last we heard, yes.
All right, cool. That's 5.1 million. Attack on Titan coming at number 4 with 4.6. And then Tokyo Revengers coming at number 3 with 5 million. It was already a great seller as it was, but like I said, the anime, man, shoved it up into mainstream stardom right now. And then 1 and 2, man, they're so far ahead from everything else. Number 2, Jujutsu Kaisen with 23.7 million, and then Demon Slayer with 26.3 million. So that's insane. These are the actual sales, going back to the previous, point that I made about Tokyo Revengers, that 20 million in circulation, that's 20 million copies that is in circulation projected to be sold. So these are the actual sales dollars here that we're talking. So, I mean, that's some good stuff, dude. That is some good stuff there, what we're seeing. Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen just being the top, obviously, which no surprise there at all. Do you guys have anything that kind of stands out to you when it comes to these top 10 for the half year? I mean, like I said, One Piece coming in at 10 was kind of shocking. I didn't expect it to be like, honestly, I'm no disrespect to One Piece. I didn't expect it to be top 5, but it kind of just shocks me. It came in at 10. What about you guys? Anything that's really shocking to you?
I mean, I'm not surprised at all that it came in 10 when you look at like content, because this is only for the first 6 months.
Yep.
January to May, and as far as content goes, like I feel like One Piece. I don't think the volumes are actually into what's happening now in the manga.
Correct.
So, which would be like the lead up of backstory stuff like that. And as far as the anime goes, it's still in that territory as well. So, comparing it to stuff like Demon Slayer, which has finished and then had the movie, which is like one of the biggest movies of 2020, Jujutsu Kaisen, which just kind of blew up over the last 6 months. Tokyo Revengers, Attack on Titan, which just ended, Promised Neverland, that had that terrible anime. Like when you look at stuff like that, it's not surprising that One Piece is kind of more towards the bottom, just because all these other things have had more hype stuff going on in the volumes that are coming out, or in the content, in the movies, the shows, stuff like that. And One Piece has really just been kind of like not exactly filler, but like it's not.
It's not hype. It's not hype.
Yeah. Now, I think later this year, when like volumes 100, 99, 100, and all that stuff come out, I think volume 99 is the one that just came out, isn't it? So volume 100, when those volumes come out and it starts getting into more of what's going on currently in the manga, I think maybe it'll pick back up sales-wise.
Gotcha. What about you, Zach? Did anything really stand out to you?
My surprise is Chainsaw Man. Because all I can think is this is for the half period of this year, and Chainsaw Man ended, what?
Middle of last year? Or like, no.
It was like...
Yeah, more towards the end of last year.
Yeah, it was towards the end.
Like
my bad.
November, December. And all I can think of those last couple volumes of going, what the hell is this?
Allow me.
What the
that. Yeah, that's basically all it was. Which shout out to the fact that Chainsaw Man is literally the reason this is now in effect.
What the is this chapter?
Thank you, Chainsaw Man. Literally the reason that's a thing. So
I'm not surprised at that at all, just because Chainsaw Man's been very, very hype, and it's still going. And with it getting an anime this year, and I think the anime trailer dropping next week?
Yeah, it should be dropping here soon.
Yeah, like I can see it being very hype still.
I mean, I'm not really concerned about how high it is because it's understandable. It's just anytime I think back to it, I just go,
it just surprises you.
Why the hell did we read this again?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is going on in this?
It just hit me that these last couple volumes that should be coming out would be all the what the fuck kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And all right, now one thing I've got to ask, and this is just more further proof of how just an incredible host I am, and just how knowledgeable I am at the shit that I'm talking about. I'm so good at what I do. You know of this series. I know you said you've checked it out. What the hell is Kingdom? Because it does so well, but I don't even know what this is.
So Kingdom is... What's the best way for me to describe it? Because, I mean, I've looked into it. I've never actually read or watched it myself. The best way I can put it is it's sort of it's a drama set in sort of medieval desert Arabic style. And you have two main characters. Yeah, no, I'm probably not the best one because as I'm saying,
okay. See, I thought you had seen it. That's why I asked. Okay.
I've not actually seen it. I've only looked into it. I know it focuses on two main characters who almost look the same, and it mostly revolves around them and politics of this said kingdom, wartime, and things like that. So,
okay, yeah, I have no idea what it is. No clue. I just know it does really well in sales.
It does exceptionally well.
So I was just curious. I don't even know what magazine it's a part of. I don't know. I'm such a great host. I know I am. I'm so good at what I do. That I do so much research on things. Nah, shit, we just fucking wing this around here. All right. With that said, let's actually hop over to the anime talks for the week. News once again was kind of on the light side, which is fine. We'll get some stuff coming out here soon with the MAPPA event going on here soon. We'll get an announcement
on the
for
10th.
Get an announcement for a couple of new projects they have, plus the trailer for Chainsaw Man and more. So we got some news coming. It's a good time. All right, so let's kick things off with My Hero Academia. Let me reject that phone call. There we go. Now I reject it. It didn't reject right away. All right, so let's kick things off. My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 10, which is the beginning of the final match of the training arc, which I felt like the episode went pretty fast paced because I guess it's been a while since I've obviously read this arc. This arc was very tough to read if you were reading it weekly. So I guess I kind of forgot. I didn't know that the big reveal that we've been kind of teasing with Deku for weeks now was going to happen this episode. I didn't know. I thought it was going to happen like the next one, for example. But yeah, in this episode, this is obviously the match that does involve Deku. His quirk, kind of acted up a little bit. We got introduced to a former user of One for All with his quirk Black Whip, which is the big thing that, we've been kind of teasing. It's something I've been teasing to anime-only viewers, off record for a long time that, just wait till you see this because you're going to realize very quickly, okay, our boy's about to be overpowered. Because even in this chapter, he told him, the sixth user, I believe is which one, the sixth or fifth, one of the two, I think it's sixth, told him that, hey man, you got 6 more quirks coming, so just get ready. But I mean, it was pretty dope. It was getting to see that, getting to see Black Whip get utilized here. What did you guys think about the episode? I thought it was solid. I was here for it. I'm here for it.
I mean, I liked it. I agree with you. I feel like you're right. It did feel fast paced for us, but I feel like the original chapters had a bit more fluff than what was actually anime. So I feel like they cut that down a bit. That's why it felt faster, because I distinctly do remember it being a whole thing of him chasing him down, him having to release the power and sort of stopping. Then we got introduced to the user in the chapters. Then the next episode was to him explaining the whole power and everything. Yep. And then we had another chapter of Aftermath, just where it finishes up after Shinso calls out to Deku and everything. Then we had another chapter. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in the original manga there was a bit more fluff, but I mean, animated, it went really well.
Yep.
It flowed well, even though it seemed odd to us. And I mean, just overall, it was good. And it sort of sets back my timeline now with that, thinking of how things are going to progress.
Can I also point out that I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's been in any like color pages or anything. I was kind of shocked to see the Black Whip be like the same color, the same green coloring. I know it seems really like a random thing to say, but when I saw it, it was like the same green. I was like, for some reason, I thought it was like a red. Is it just like a green coloring because Deku's big thing is he's got green hair and a green outfit and shit? I don't know. Random thing. It was something that I just thought of. I don't know. Just thought that was kind of random for me. I didn't know if it had been colored in the manga at some point where it was like a black and a red.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen it colored.
Yeah, see, I didn't think so either. So that was kind of interesting. We got the coloring. Just wanted to throw that out there. But it'll be. I'm super pumped to see the conclusion for this, because then we're gonna. Yeah, I love diving into this sort of stuff. Like this is some sort of like non over the top like hype fight content that I really stuff that I enjoy. Just exploring more and more about a character and what can possibly come out of it. So. I'm like I said, I imagine anime only viewers are pretty pumped right now, for this reveal that we got, and they're gonna be even more excited as more quirks start to come out at this point. Which shit, I'll go ahead and say it. I don't care where we are now in the manga. We've had all of them but one come out. Shit, I don't care. I'll say it. It's not like I'm saying what they are or anything, but we've had all of them but one up to this point. So pretty exciting stuff, man, there. What about One Piece 976? Josh, how much did you enjoy setting down, watching One Piece? Did it just feel like a great investment of time? Did you just enjoy it completely and thoroughly, have a great time getting right off of work and hopping into One Piece? I'm sure you loved every second of it, right? Surely. 100%. Am I right on this?
Yeah, well, let me just go ahead and start and say I had to work a lot this week and couldn't watch very much anime. So I was like, okay, I'll for sure watch One Piece because it's the one thing I cover that no one else does. And boy, to my surprise, when I wasted 30 minutes that I could have used for anything else, like 86 or My Hero, and sit down and watch One Piece and realize that it starts out with what is happening with the other samurai for these 20 years, which in and of itself is not interesting at all. Then the break happens and it comes back, and then it's recap from It's a recap of what happens to Kinemon from the time he gets sent back to 20 years to when we first meet him in Punk Hazard, from Punk Hazard, Dressrosa Zoo, and now. And then it just ends with just hyped for the next episode. So it was a pretty pointless episode. Nothing interesting happens. I can't even talk about it because it's recap. If you've seen Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, and Zoo, like, you know what happens.
So you're telling me that you absolutely just loved it. That's great to hear, man. That's the sort of stuff that I like to hear when you come on the show. So you just absolutely loved it, had a great time, no complaints.
I will say, I'm pretty sure they changed the intro, the opening.
Okay, they did. So I do know that.
It does reveal some stuff coming up, and it's got Yamamoto in it, which is pretty hype. That it's finally getting to the point where it's going to be good.
Yeah, I did see that pop up on Twitter that they did update the opening. It had like Yamamoto in it and stuff. I did see that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, most of the opening was recap from this episode that we hadn't seen yet, that we then find out is recap. So that was fun. But yeah, it did update to a lot of the stuff that's happening currently.
What do you hate more? Do you hate just recap episodes, like a full episode of nothing but recap? Or do you hate a recap every single episode?
I mean, One Piece is probably the worst about that, because they recap stuff we saw back during like the beginning years of One Piece. So by far, One Piece has the worst recaps imaginable. Because
can I throw out?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll let you finish, and then I'll get into it.
Okay. They have by far the worst recaps, because they literally just go, well, I'm going to grab this episode and just throw it here, erase, new number. We're good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all they do. You can go ahead, Josh. You sound like you got a fun rant.
Yeah, it wasn't very long ago. Probably last year, I believe. They literally did a recap episode in the middle of the Wano arc, by the way, where they just redid the first episode. Which was, super cool to be watching it, and then just, Romance Dawn remake. Like, that's a really fun recap episode. I hate, to answer your question though, I hate both. I hate recap episodes, and I hate recap every episode.
You see, the question popped in my head because, like, I just couldn't help but to immediately think of this beautiful series here, Kaito Hitman Reborn. The anime is brutal in the future arc.
Oh, yeah.
Where every single episode literally has, like, a 7 to 10 minute recap of what's happened in the future arc. Beginning of every episode, you see Suna waking up like out of the coffin, and then it just goes through a recap of step by step of how we got there. Every single episode, and I'm like, Hit Me Reborn, I love you, but please, we gotta change this. This is so bad.
Well, when One Piece did the recap of the Sanji versus Luffy quote unquote fight in the Whole Cake Island arc that had to be recapped for like 5 episodes. Yeah, I feel your pain. And I just watched like Hunter x Hunter all the way through for the first time, because I've read it, but I've never watched it. And literally every episode's a recap.
Oh, no.
Like at the beginning. And I don't understand it. Especially like when you binge stuff, like you don't need to recap episodes. And One Piece does this really horrible thing where you have to watch the recap episode, because they'll add content.
They'll add the canon stuff. Ugh.
Yeah, that you need for the next episode. So, or else you'll be like, so who is this person? And the one in this episode was, I can't remember his name, but it's one of the 9 Red Scabbards that like basically just like got consumed by his anger and hate, and then became one of the samurai that worked for Orochi. I don't remember his name at all. His Denjiro, I think, is his name, before he like goes crazy. But that was like super important, because he comes in later, and like you need to know who he is before he becomes this person. But the only reason to find it is to watch this recap episode.
See, that's the worst. They find ways to just get you to watch it. Just
Yeah.
find ways to get Josh to waste his time. So it was good to know that One Piece was a giant waste sack of shit. So what about Dragon Quest? Was that a giant waste of time? Did you have a good time? Was it good? Did Pop do anything stupid?
No, but Pop got beat on again.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, so I had my little thing about...
Beat on or beat off?
Beat on.
Damn it.
I had my whole little thing about how it said Romos martial arts tournament. I was like, just call it Man Returns, God damn it. And it's a whole episode. The crew, after their whole thing with Bomb, returns to the kingdom of Papnica, which is the princess's kingdom, and she starts going into full motions of, I guess, getting people in other nations prepared, I guess, to fight the Dark Lord, who's we're getting closer to finally seeing. And she's more or less like, I got stuff to do. Y'all feel free to stay in the castle, do whatever you want. Just, you should probably rest. I'm going to go do shit. So it's an episode of just relaxation. Pop and Dai go to Romos because they want to try and enter the martial arts tournament because the winner gets a sword that they think could possibly survive the Draconic Aura. Hyunkul decides, after reading Avon's book, he needs to go learn how to use a spear since his sword's broken, so he goes off to train. Crocodine's an old man, so he gets left at the castle with the other old man. Man makes a return by uppercutting a big bandit guy in a Pop because Pop says something stupid.
So normal.
Find out that she was training with a rat monster this rat thing. So her master apparently took
Master Splinter?
No, it's this is a fellow disciple. Her master is some old codger dude hunched over like he's Roshi or something. And he apparently captures this rat monster that was terrorizing a village, and instead of killing it goes, I'm going to catch you, and I'm going to force you to learn karate. Ooh. And this is going to cause you to be able to resist the will of the Dark Lord. It works.
Of course it does.
So yeah, the rat gets a bad first impression. Pop thinks he's a pervert, attacks him. And apparently this rat has a crush on Mam, and he's having a whole inner monologue while he goes up to fight, saying, I'll beat this guy great, and I will, with these actions, Mam will see me, and I will have her heart. Meanwhile, Mam and the other two are in an alley of the Coliseum telling her about their adventure with Barham, and her having a moment of, even if I win, I'm not going to give you the sword, because I can't help you kill your father. And I mean, I'm not sure if Mam's useless or not still, because, I mean, it was her reintroduction, so naturally she whooped whoever's ass was in front of her.
Naturally.
Whether she's actually useful as a martial artist, I'll see.
Find out next time on Dragon Quest. What about Tokyo Revengers, episode 8? How you guys feeling about this one? Battle of 8-3, man. It's here. We're here for it.
I was actually sort of happy that it just started exactly where it left off from the previous episode, versus some of them, they've had like a small little recap at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of enjoyed that. Then we're...
Oh, yeah, this was the dog turd in the hair.
Yes.
That's right.
And I noticed, actually, whenever it does a shot, when he's down on his knees, sort of crying and yelling, if you look at the shot where it does above, you can actually see a dark mark on his blonde hair from up above.
You know, for anyone not watching Tokyo Revengers, that is just a really weird comment for someone to hear listening to this podcast. It's like, dog turd in the hair, what?
Yeah, no, they destroyed all his memories, and he goes to swing at him, falls into a pile of garbage, and comes back up with a dog turd in his hair.
Yep.
But yeah, we're at the festival, 8-3s, where it is August 3rd now, the day that Draken's supposed to die. It's raining. We've heard that now 2 people are trying to kill Draken. And Takamichi and I forget his name, the commander of the 2nd Division, are together now trying to figure out where the heck Draken is.
I'm drawing a blank on his name, but the gray haired dude. Right? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name too.
He's the captain of the 2nd Division.
Yeah. You
guys are just totally leaving out the part where the dog turd's the reason that Draken and Mikey are stopped fighting.
Yeah, I was about to follow back up to that. Why don't you talk about it?
You let me talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's it. That's how they stop fighting, is that they just laugh that he has a turd in his hair, and then act like children.
Yeah, because people forget they're all middle schoolers.
Yeah.
Once again.
True.
They're just like, you got poo in your head. You smell so bad. And they just run away.
Yeah, everyone just ditches them, basically.
Yeah.
I love, even reading it, I just love the build-up for it, where Takemichi's sitting there just like, you guys are so cool, I don't want to see the gang break up, whatever, blah, blah. And, Mikey just says, like, so serious. He's like, Takemichi, this entire time, you've had a turd in your hair. Just like, and Takemichi's like, why didn't you tell me sooner? And Mikey's just like, well, because you sounded super serious. It was you were on it. You were going on something. I didn't want to interrupt you.
You were having a moment. I just couldn't stop it to just ruin it all like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shout out to that, man. We also in this episode got to see Hina and Takemichi kiss. Hina saying that this was her first kiss. Ooh, shout out to Takemichi. Shout out to that.
You're gonna have a baby now.
Nah, not quite. We'll get there.
Well, I was throwing it back to ReZero when they kissed, and she's like, "I need you to help me take care of this baby."
That's right. I forgot about that. It's still one of. Oh, man.
Every time.
Dude, we've had bad luck recently.
I don't know what's up with that lately.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, for the video watchers, please enjoy this very beautiful drawing of mine, and we'll be right back after this quick break that's not actually a break. Okay, and we're back after a little tech issue. That's 2 podcasts in a row. This one and the last Lighthearted Gamers episode where we've had a camera freeze. And you know what's annoying? It's mine every single time.
Yes, it is.
Why? Why is it me? Man, this is bullshit. We're gonna look more into that. We're gonna have to figure that out. It's basically 2 back-to-back podcast episodes that's done that, and it hasn't done it for a while either. It's been probably since around when we first started podcasting on video, that is, where it did that. So kind of annoying there. We'll figure it out. We'll see what we got going on, see what we can fix. So we were just finishing up talking about Tokyo Revengers. Episode 8 was a solid episode. Battle of 8-3 is about to go down. Really pumped up. When we did best character entrances, Zach shouted out Battle of 8-3 with Mikey. With his entrance here at the Battle of 8-3. So looking forward to seeing that entrance animated. Let's hop over from there. Let's talk about 86, episode 8. Josh didn't get a chance to watch it. It's kind of this was kind of a slower going episode, but with a big build-up. Very big, very
extreme
big
build-up.
Yeah, very big build-up. Zach, what did you think about the episode? I thought it was another great episode. Loved it.
It was exceptionally great, just following Major Wife, who's unfortunate. Fall of realization of just how screwed up her society that she lives in is. Her friend's sort of a bitch overall, and was just trying to drag her down to make herself feel better. Getting to watch Spearhead's sort of last rites before everything. One thing I did notice that was sort of dark, at the very beginning of the episode, you have Shin and the sort of his vice leader talking. He's just like, he mentioned something about, you gonna hang yourself before the morning, or are you gonna join me? And he just says that, and he's like, I'm gonna join you. And Shin has that evil looking ass smile on his face.
Yep.
And while I'm watching the whole time with Spearhead, you know what I realized? That 6th unknown guy who we got a shot of in the previous episode disappears.
Yeah, the red-haired kid, right?
No.
Oh.
He was had a sort of whitish purple hair. He sort of had long hair.
I'm drawing a blank on who you're talking about.
Well, because he's just a side character. We literally get a shot of him in episode 7 at the end when they're all in that sort of stadium seating and whatnot. He's just sort of in the back, in the side next to who you're talking about, the Laughing Fox, I believe his name is.
No, Laughing Fox is the blonde kid, I think.
Okay. But no, the red hair and him were there, but he's a long-haired kid. He's a guy, and he was just sort of in the back behind everyone. And we talked about it last week, how I don't even know who this guy is, but he's there. And because if you go back and watch 7, towards the end, there's 6 of them. And even when Lena is crying in one on her room on her cork board, there's 6 faces there, but only 5 of them go off to leave. So it's sort of dark, and just that guy hangs himself, and there's no acknowledgement of it.
Yeah, I suppose there was no acknowledgement of it all. The only acknowledgement that we did get in this episode was we did get another death off screen that was confirmed.
Yes.
I'm drawing a blank on the kid's name, but it's the red-haired kid. He died off screen. You got to Shin was holding his little emblem, whatever, and he mentions that he died out on like a scouting mission.
Well, no, I think he was part of the ones that got mortared, because it mentions how there was nothing left of the juggernauts after the explosions and everything.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he was unfortunately killed along with because 4 of them died from those mortars.
Yeah, now we're down to basically the final 5, which, like I've said all along, and now you see, now we're at this point where the listeners know what I'm talking about. They were very selective with the poster for 86, at the very beginning, because the people that's on the poster are the last ones left. And this episode finished up with them marching on, ready to take on this big army of the Legion, including the really big mech that we got.
Shepherd.
Yeah, the Shepherd that we saw the episode before, which is Shin's brother.
Well, no, you get to see it at the end of this episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to see it at the end of the last episode. You get to see it at the end of this one, and it's Shin's brother. His brain is inside that one.
Yeah, and it also has a nice little moment after the ending credits and everything. The moment of Shin's brother's last moments before he was taken and put inside one of the Legion.
Yeah. So, these last few episodes are going to be a ride. There's no doubt about that, and I'm super pumped for it. Another show that we talk about here every week that is a consistent ride is To Your Eternity, episode 8. Man, this show will literally break me and rebuild me within the same episode, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, in every episode, something like just really sad and tragic, where it's just like, damn, I feel broken on the inside. And then there's like something really wholesome, like towards the end or something, where it's like, damn, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. And I don't know, I love it and hate it at the same time. I'm more like on the same board that you were on, where you're just like, I don't know if I want to read this, because I don't know if I want to experience it twice. But what did you think of episode 8 of To Your Eternity? I thought it was another solid episode, man. This is a really good series.
I mean, Fushi would make a great competitor on Kitchen Nightmares.
That's true. That's true. We got to see a lot of shots of Fushi in this episode, attempting to learn how to cook and just botching it every single time.
Literally all he is doing is cutting up radishes, throwing it in a pan of oil, and throwing salt in it.
A shit ton of salt, mind you, because at first it was like just the radish. That's all he did. And everyone's like, oh, this is gross. And then Ren's just like, is it Ren? Is that her name?
It starts with an R, but I don't think it's Ren.
Well, whatever her name is. I'm going to call her Ren for this episode. That's wrong, though. She's like, it needs some salt. So the next time he goes to cook, he has like a shit ton of salt and just dumps it on there. It comes back when they're trying to eat, and they're all like, oh, too much salt. And it doesn't work. This was also an episode focused on Gugu as well. Mm-hmm. And yes, Josh's name is Gugu, in case you were perhaps wondering.
I was.
Okay, I figured, because it is a strange name, so fair. The Chameleon Head Kid, as Zach has called him in a previous review. In this episode, you get to find out that the old man actually put an extra organ inside of Gugu, which carries alcohol.
This old man is fermenting alcohol in the kid's stomach.
Yes. It's so fucked.
In which, what the realization I've come to now is, which I can only hope based off watching the opening, this kid actually gets to grow up and doesn't die as a kid.
Yes.
And learns how to use said alcohol to breathe fire.
Yes, that is correct.
Like a badass.
That is correct. We do get to see him grow up, and he does learn how to breathe fire, basically, because of the alcohol in his stomach.
It makes so much more sense now. And all I'm thinking is, we're going to have two brothers fighting like badasses for a small point of time? I mean, I'm slightly okay with this.
Yeah, he kind of like runs away from home because he's pissed. He's got this organ in him, whatever, and he tries to kind of working his way around. He even tries living without the mask. Mind you, he lives with the mask because he was in, the accident with the log.
Yeah.
Yeah, the log falls on his face, completely messes his face up. And, at the end of this episode, he was about to be, like, kidnapped because, like, these guys are just like, yo, I bet this dude can get us some serious
Yeah,
bank.
they're about to sell him.
Yeah, and then Fushi comes in and saves the day, and we had a very nice, wholesome moment where Fushi's just like, says it in the best way he can, where he basically says, I've realized I can't grow up without you. I need your help to become an adult. Because mind you, while Fushi obviously looks like an adult, and with the boy form that he's got, the nameless boy, it's the official canon name, remind you, he's basically like a child, just learning as he goes.
Yeah, and it shows that at the beginning of the episode, before Gugu runs away, they're sort of chilling in the kitchen, and Gugu's just going, "What else can you do, Fushi?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm tired of hearing that. Do something I haven't seen." And he summons a spear.
Yeah, he just summons a spear out of midair.
And the kid just goes, "How'd you do that?" "I don't know." "What else can you summon?" "I don't know." So cuts him with a knife.
Yep.
Then he can call upon a knife.
Yep.
He even tries to burn him with a torch in the hopes that he can use fire, and instead all he does is get the burnt torch.
Yep.
And this sort of ticks Fushi off, and the kid's finally just like, "Well, if you don't want me to do it, say something." And Fushi walks off.
Yeah, and then Fushi turns into the dog form and goes takes a nap all day. This series is really solid. Josh, you need to give it more of a chance outside of 5 minutes of the episode 1.
I will eventually. Tomorrow might be the day.
Tomorrow might be the day. I don't think so. I don't think tomorrow's the day. All right, well, what about Eden Zero, episode 8? How did you feel about this one?
Meh.
Meh.
I mean, I'm mostly mad just because since we've read it, we have an idea what's going down. But it's sort of a lackluster episode besides Shiki fighting our wind ninja.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name, too. I was thinking about that going into the episode. I'm like, what was the wind ninja's name? I don't remember. He's still in the manga now.
Yeah, he's a current member.
Yeah, he's part of the squad. But I'm just like, well, what's his name again? I'm drawing a blank. Just a wind ninja. I don't know, man.
So, I mean, that was the best part of the episode, was just watching those two fight. Everything else was sort of just like mad at me.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I guess we did get our creepy frog. Now I remember that.
Creepy frog.
Yes. The guy who's literally was stone to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the super creepy frog.
Yep. I'm following. The other thing that we got in this episode that I thought was pretty notable was, while they were just kind of on Eden Zero before they went down to Blue Garden, first off, Witch is giving a very nice massage to Rebecca, with oil and everything, having a good time there. And, they approach, that one door, and, Witch is talking to him, whatever. And you had that nice little moment where, Shiki just kind of gave Witch a friendly reminder, like, hey, you have a heart, which further is pushing for Shiki is seeing all of these androids and machines as like basically like living beings, because even then Pino follows up and asks, like, do I have a heart too? He's like, I mean, you feel things, right? You can feel emotions, you can cry, whatever. Yeah, you have a heart. So it's just a nice little moment there, which, also then said the only other person that said that was Ziggy, the Demon King. Mm-hmm. So nice little moment there as well, which then she turned off her ability to listen to everything on the ship, which Wise is just like, yo, have you ever heard of privacy? Like, come on, man. But I mean, I enjoyed the episode in that capacity. The fight between Shiki and our Wind Ninja was super dope. I've loved every single fight scene that we've had so far in this series, and it gets me so pumped up for future fight scenes to come that we know about. Like, I've loved everything. Also, I don't know if I ever shouted this out in episode 1, but I want to further shout it out. I love the track when fighting actually starts to go down, like I guess Shiki's track.
Yeah,
I love that track so much, and I can't wait for it to come out somewhere on the internet so I can listen to it more, because I really like that track, man. That's really solid, which doesn't surprise me because Fairy Tail had some bop tracks, so it doesn't surprise me that they would also try to aim for the same thing with Eden Zero as well. Next up, we have Seven Deadly Sins, Season 4, Episode 21. This is obviously, the follow-up conclusion to what's been going on, with the fight that we have, and the beginning of the arc that feels very out of place in the manga, where it's just like super short, because this is literally the end of the series, right? The end of the series. This
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
yeah. This is a very, very short arc. And now that we are at where we are, I saw that too. But now that we are at where we are with Four Knights of the Apocalypse and kind of getting a general understanding of where that's going to go, I do understand more the importance of this arc that we're about to have. Mm-hmm. It's still very short, very lackluster.
But does it make a lot more sense now?
It makes more sense now with the teases that we've had in Four Knights of the Apocalypse.
Gotcha.
There's still no hard confirmation, but just the little teases that I've kind of talked about where it's just like, okay, Camelot seems to be the villains here. We got some bad shit going on there with Arthur and stuff, blah, blah. That's from the Four Knights of the Apocalypse manga. Kind of putting in a little bit more perspective why this arc, this very short end of series arc, is a little bit more important, I guess, but at the same time, it does still feel very out of place. And I feel like when people finally get a chance to watch it, for anyone that's not watching it right now, like how I'm watching it, they'll probably agree. It does feel out of place.
Do you think they might add something a little to it since Four Knights of the Apocalypse is currently going now?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not, because I think this series is only 25 episodes. Is that right? Wrong?
Probably about right. But just adding a little extra nod or note here, not like they're actually going to add more original content, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Because hell, the ending that we've had for like 5 or 6 episodes now shows Meliodas' son in the ending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they might do some sort of little plug like that, setting up for Four Knights of the Apocalypse. Because, yeah, you can call it a spoiler if you want to. It's literally in the ending. You can go watch on YouTube right now. There's a little white-haired kid carrying a sword going up to watch a little play, which the play is the 7 Deadly Sins play that they're kind of going through of what's happened throughout the entire series. That's the ending visuals that you see. Yeah, that white-haired kid. That's is that Tristan? I think it's Tristan. I think Tristan's his kid. Yeah, because Lancelot is Bond's kid. Yeah. So, yeah, Tristan. Maybe. They might do something like that. I don't know. We'll see. What was you guys' favorite episode of the week?
Mine would have to go to Tokyo.
Tokyo. Okay. That's what's up. What about you, Josh? You had 2. So, Tokyo. All right. Good chat.
Done.
For me, I would probably say, that's tough. Either My Hero or Tokyo. My Hero or Tokyo for me. So that's what I would say. All right, let's wrap it up.
I completely forgot I was muted.
I figured that's why we moved on.
I even answered. I was like, "Yeah, Revengers. I only watched 2." That's my bad.
Don't lie. One Piece was your favorite episode. Oh man, whoever listens to this show, I appreciate you, but this show stinks. All right, let's get into the manga chapters for the week, the ratings, and let's wrap up the show beautifully like we always do.
Yep.
All right, so kicking things off, One Piece, 1014. Josh, what would you rate it?
7.
I'll agree with you on the 7. My Hero Academia, 314.
7.
I'm giving it an 8.
Actually, no, I take that back. 8, yeah.
Giving it an 8. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I'm going to leave it on 7.
Man, fuck you. What about Black Clover 294?
I can cut a 9.
Cut a 9. I love that. I love that. That what you said is a 9. I'll give it an 8. I want to give it a 9 just because of what you said, but I'm giving what you said a 9. I'm giving the chapter an 8. Josh, what about you?
He said 8.
I said 8.
I didn't hear it. My bad.
Not listening. I'm not muted anymore.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Can't tell sometimes. What about Dr. Stone 198?
Bullshit.
The chapter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything was good until they started going into the whole big plan. I went, bullshit.
Man, it's disappointing too because Dr. Stone has been non-stop greatness for like 2 months straight, and then it's just these 2 chapters is like bullshit. Hold on.
What the
that?
No, it's not even that.
It's just bullshit.
I was fine with the previous chapter with all of them getting back together with doing what they're doing. And but this episode, when I was fine with everything that was going on. They're talking and everything. Then they'd go on to the whole plan. I just go, I'm calling bullshit.
So what do you rate the chapter? Do you have a rating, or is your rating just bullshit? Do I need to have a bullshit thing here on the effect board?
No, I'll give it a 7.
7, okay. What about you, Josh?
7's fair. 7's really fair.
All right, I'll give it a 7 too. I'm with you guys. What about JJK 150?
9.
Respect.
Yeah, I'm throwing a 9 out there too.
I guess I'm the oddball out. I'm giving it an 8.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
I'm a My fan, so or not. Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. Mission Yozakura Family, Chapter 84. I'm going to give that one an 8. Undead Unluck, Chapter 65. I'll give that one an 8. What about Mashal 64?
you know,
9.
9. 9, baby. That
9.
last page was
this
amazing.
was such a weird chapter in what's going on right now that I personally only give it a 7 just because of how much it took me out.
Oh, come on.
It was just so,
It was so
out there.
good.
It was so funny.
It was amazing.
It just I mean, I understand it's a comedy action, but it just completely took me out of the scene.
It's an easy 9 from me.
Yeah.
That last
It
page,
is.
that
And that
last
was-
page killed me.
I read it, and as soon as I got to the crone or whatever, I was like, 9. This is
Yeah.
be a 9.
Yeah, that's a 9 for me, boys.
Yeah.
What about Sakamoto Days, Chapter 25?
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8 as well. Elusive Samurai 18. I gave this one an 8 personally.
I'll give it an 8 as well. I'm very much, as we said, it's getting into its stride now.
Yep, it's making its place, boys. It's getting good.
I know you were having a hard time in Mission. I was like, I'll suffer through it. It's got potential, and I see it very much getting a stride.
Yep, it's definitely started to get there. I'm here for it, man. ITLC Chapter 17. I'd give this one a 7. Witch Watch Chapter 16. Are you still reading this with me?
I mean, I am.
Okay.
I'm still not for it.
Yeah, I feel you.
I give it maybe a 6.
I gave this one a 7. What about Ball Parade Chapter 15? Rest in peace to this series here in a few weeks.
I only give it a 6.
Yeah, I think a 6 is probably good for it. What about Blue Box Chapter 7? That was your favorite chapter of the week last week.
I mean, I enjoyed Blue Box. Blue Box was good.
Yeah, Blue Box was good.
I gave it 8.
I give an 8 too, man. Blue Box is a really entertaining little wholesome series. I'm here for it. What about Candy Flurry Chapter 6?
7.
I give this one an 8. I just thought it was kind of funny how she got paired up with this dude that wanted to look cool and walk in late. You know, I just love the little shot afterwards where they just immediately get paired up and he's just like, all right, let's do it. And she's like, damn it. I thought that was a nice little shot. I'm enjoying Candy Flurry. Candy Flurry is really fun. To go into our Jump Plus stuff, what about Spy Family 47? I'm giving this one a 9.
Same 9.
Yeah, this is a good chapter, dude. This is gonna be good.
I just love that last page of Anna. That doesn't matter now.
Yeah. He gets her like this little keychain that she was literally just rolling on the floor crying about, which, you know what? I want to give a shout out to someone about that here in just a sec. But she was literally just rolling on the floor crying, wanting it. The most stupid little keychain. He's just like, damn, should I get this for her? I'll look like a normal dad if I do.
Lloyd's whole mind trip will go like, but would a normal dad do this? I have to be a normal dad, but because it seems odd if I don't, but would a normal dad give it to her? Or would he refuse?
Yeah, exactly. And then meanwhile, Anna starts, reading other people's minds about how there's, shit going down. Like, it's like, oh, I'm going to kill this person, blah, blah. And he has this nice moment here. I was like, here, Anna, I wanted to give you this, to remember this moment together. She's like, that doesn't matter right now. And he's just like destroyed. He's like, oh, why? But also shout out to our good friend Brady. Way back in the day, this kid at the time, when he was at Walmart with his mom, he really wanted Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets
Oh, God.
on VHS, and she wouldn't buy it for him. So what does Brady do? He sits in the floor and cries until she buys him the movie.
God.
Shout out to you, Brady. Love you, man. 9 for Spy Family. What about Kaiju number 8, Chapter 36?
I give it an 8.
I give it a 9 personally. I thought it was dope.
I'm going to do an 8.
All right, Weekly Shonen Magazine stuff. Ranger Reject was on a random break this week. It was not planned. Hopefully everything's good with the author. Hopefully there's no serious issues. This was a out of nowhere break. Tokyo Revengers 208. What would you rate it? I gave it an 8 personally.
8 sounds good.
Eden Zero, 145. I gave it an 8.
7.
Seven Deadly Sins, Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Chapter 18. I'd give that one an 8 as well. Overall, good stuff from Weekly Shonen Magazine this week. And then what about God of High School, 517?
8.
I give it an 8. Soul Leveling, 154.
7.
Give that one an 8. Weak Hero, 140.
7.
7. Favorite chapter of the week, what you guys got?
I'm going to say Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'm going to say Elusive.
Oh, that's an interesting pick. I'm gonna go with Mashal. I liked Mashal. Come on, man. Mashal was great.
It wasn't a bad chapter. It just kills me how much it just took me out of what's going on.
It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. I would say Mashal or Kaiju though. Actually, no, maybe Spy. Spy
was good.
Spy is in contention, but I'd probably still say Mashal.
What's up, Josh?
Mashal's a close second. How did it take you out? Like, how did you not expect something like that?
I expected
from Mashal?
something stupid, but the fact of where it went is just immediately made me go, okay, sure. I mean, I understand this is what your series is and whatnot, but at the same time, I was just like, this is fucking hell.
Fantastic.
Man, I'm here for it. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show. Again, apologize for the video side of things. Had that little error about midway through. We got to figure that out. We got to figure out what's going on. I don't know what the issue is. We're going to do some Googling. We're going to figure out what we got to do to fix that. But if you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate the hell out of you for that. Zach, Josh, you guys have anything that you want to say to kind of like wrap up the show here? Any thoughts leading people into the new week when this episode gets posted on Sunday, perhaps?
Nothing really to lead into the week, but just my usual spill of whether you're watching this or listening to this, if you could rate, comment, like, subscribe, any of the above, anything your platform allows, it does help. If you are watching this on YouTube and you do actually like what we're doing, you can hit that subscribe, and then if you care to be notified when we upload stuff, you can hit the bell and it'll show up in your feed. If not, as Alex likes to say, you'll live on, we'll live on.
True.
And if you really prefer, you can dislike us and give us a flame comment, by all means.
Hey, man, if you roast us in the comments, I'll highlight it. Like, whatever. My life's going to keep on going, and so is yours. Josh, you got anything you want to throw out there? You know, maybe some – you want to give us an inspirational speech here to lead people off into the new week? What you got, man?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, dude, come on.
What the
What kind of speech am I supposed to give?
I don't know. Figure it out. I put you on the spot. You're supposed to figure this out.
You're not supposed to put me on the spot. Like, if I had something planned, like, oh, yeah, go for it. Well, I guess I could just say, follow us on Twitter. We post there sometimes. Not usually, but, we're there. It exists.
Okay, Josh has been very absent like this past week and a half. I've somewhat tried. I've been very, very distracted with Lighthearted Gamers at LH Gamers Podcast because there is shit popping off right now.
There's tons of stuff going on this week.
Lots of stuff going on because of E3. So I have been very distracted from the AniMan stuff. Josh hasn't done shit for like a week and a half.
Yeah. I forget Twitter exists. That's my bad.
Okay, well, maybe next week you can come onto the show, give the listeners and the viewers a very heartfelt, motivational speech to hype them up for the week. Maybe.
Are we Braveheart now?
We could be. Could be.
Well, I'll just.
Hey, we're all about good vibes here, man. All about good vibes, right?
They died at the end of Braveheart.
Good vibes.
They had good vibes during the speech. Yeah. Yeah, listen to us next week. We'll have the MAPPA thing on Tuesday or Thursday, and then we'll talk about it Thursday afternoon, and then post it on Sunday after you've gotten all the information already. We'll just talk about it again.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, the people that listen to this show, they know our schedule, or at least they should. If you don't, that's our schedule.
Yeah.
Thursdays and
so,
Sunday.
So MAPPA, line up with our schedule. Give us the information on Thursday, and then have your thing on Sunday.
Yeah. See, that's what they need to do. MAPPA can hit us up at AniMan Podcast. You want to do that? Give us some information. That'd be pretty cool. But hey, you don't have to.
Next next week when we talk to Christopher Sabat about the new Dragon Ball Z movie, we can ask him.
Yeah, we can get his thoughts on it. Figure out what character he'll voice in Chainsaw Man. This show stinks.
I know.
Hey, but that's part of the charm. That's part of the charm, man. Well,
Is it?
It is. It really is. You know, because we don't take ourselves too
That's
seriously.
not very charming.
You know, shut up. All right, if you guys made it all the way to the end, we appreciate the hell out of you for that. Like Zach said, make sure to like and comment on the video. We'd greatly appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Continue to help it grow. Also, you can just be a friend, tell a friend that you're listening, put it out there. We'd greatly appreciate that. If you want to support us further, the Patreon is a great way to do so. Don't feel obligated, though. Just listening, watching, be a friend, tell a friend. That's enough. We appreciate you for that. But that's going to do it from us. Hopefully next week's going to be a lot better episode than this because we'll have more news, have some Mappa stuff that you've probably already seen by the time the episode's out, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll react to it. That's why you're here, I'm assuming. And who knows, we may dig up some other news. We have some manga sales going on, should get some updates for what's coming out in June, in terms of sales. It'll be a good time. So tune in next week, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Later.